back and listen to the story about Mudcat and Watermelon, two brothers that I work with in southern Indiana. They reminded me of old Lee and Gene Anderson of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. A couple of good old boys doing what good old country boys do. They would go spear fishing and wind up staying out all night, or sit on the bank of the river holding a cane pole just looking for a bite. Or they would climb up in a deer stand hoping to shoot a big old buck, and always willing to help their neighbor out by working on their pickup truck. They could take apart and put back together most anything on wheels, especially if it had a bow tie on the back or up front on the grill. They didn't mind getting their hands dirty and working hard all day. Just a couple of southern Indiana good old boys at work and at play. I call the oldest one Mudcat for the whiskers on his face. When I called his brother Watermelon, he laughed and asked, "What did you say?" I replied, "I called Ryan Watermelon because it makes perfect sense to me. If you put them together, Mudcat, you will be able to see." Mudcat did a little riding on the rodeo during his teenage years. Watermelon had fun derby racing in the tri-state area here. They had their times of scuffling and fighting when they were growing up, but now if you get one riled, you'll have to fight them both, and I wish you luck. Watermelon told me that they lost their dad 10 years ago, taken much too soon, only 51 years old. But I know that he would be mighty proud of his two sons, southern Indiana good old boys living life and having fun. They could take apart and put back together most anything on wheels, especially if it had a bow tie on the back or up front on the grill. They didn't mind getting their hands dirty and working hard all day. Just a couple of southern Indiana good old boys at work and at play. Just a couple of good old boys that are working at play, at work and at play.